Pedri and Bruno Fernandes. Who is a better midfielder? That is the question of the day, or should I say, problem of the day. All right, so we get into it straight away, and I don't know who wants to go first.
You start.
No, let him go first.
But you are the one who said Bruno. You are the one who went from production. So let me start. Yeah. So Nami, first of all, the word argument, in my own opinion, this be how I define argument. You need to learn new things. That be my personal definition of argument. So this argument or this debate, we need to learn new things. Now let me go into the Pedri and Bruno argument. First of all, I want to ask, who started the Pedri and Bruno argument? Question number one. And two, we are talking about consistency, right? Bruno has been doing this for the past 6 to 7 years in Manchester United. And you see, when Pedri was coming up, he has the potential prospect. He was playing a lot of matches, and the football lovers was like, oh, this guy is very young, so Barcelona should try and manage him. Fine. Last season, the same thing started. They were comparing Valverde, the likes of Bellingham, to Bruno. Ask those football lovers if they can still repeat the same football argument, Bellingham and Bruno. No. This season, they are comparing Bruno to Pedri. Now the question is, I want you to teach me. I really want to learn from you today. List the qualities. List the things that Pedri does better than Bruno. You will be like, oh, Bruno is all about goals and numbers. World level just dropped, and I saw some Barcelona fans doing numbers with Rafinha. So you can't tell me that with Bruno, you will just come out and be like, Bruno is all about goals and numbers. No. And I can assure you that Bruno will do what he's doing in Manchester United in this Barcelona team. But Pedri won't do it. Why? Because we don't have the top players, we don't have quality players as compared to the Barcelona team. If you want the current Barcelona team, and if you want the current Manchester United team, only Bruno, and I'm repeating, top form, only Bruno can start in this Barcelona team. Yes, I'm talking about current form. So if this guy is doing this in this Manchester United team, we need to respect him. And age-wise, Pedri do have the potential, but he has not been doing it for the past 5 years. You guys are comparing to Bruno, who has been doing it for 6 or 7 years. Now, they will end it by World 11. I started this argument with you. You mentioned of Sergio Busquets, one of the best DM in the world, on World 11 Muda. So we should put down the World 11 argument aside, and let's talk about the impact the two players, what they are doing for their various club side. Bruno is doing it. He's not winning trophies because if you listen to Bruno, what he said in his latest interview, he said, like, I'm doing everything for Manchester United. I'm giving 100%, but I can look at my colleagues and they are not making any difference. So if you are going to compare Bruno to Pedri, just do it individual play, but don't be like trophies, club side. No, we are talking about impact. You can't tell me that Bruno's bar season is giving you 10 plus goals and 10 assists, and you guys are comparing him to Pedri, and what you are going to say about Pedri is he's just a controller. He's just a controller. Mention one quality that Pedri has over Bruno. I will let you come inside. Then later, I will counter you.
Prosper, over to you.
I will let you come inside, and later I will counter you. Nami,
talk to me.
If we want to talk about who's the best between the two of them now, undoubtedly it's Pedri. If we want to talk about who's the best over the last 5 years, it's Bruno. I said it on social media. In football, to be called world class, you need consistency, right? From 2021 to now, Pedri showing the consistency. 2021 Copa Trophy, the youngest talent in world football was Pedri. From then till now, 2021 2023, he had a couple of injuries.
How old is Pedri now?
He's 23 now. He just turned 23. Yeah. 10 years from now, he'll be 33. So I think that when he was even 16, 17 years, he had played like 70 games in the season, remember?
Yeah.
Went to the Euros, went to the... And even in the Euros, in 2021, he was a young player of the tournament. So it's not like he was never showing you glimpses of world-class levels, but he was very young. So it's like comparing Yamal to somebody who is way ahead. Now, so like I'm saying, our Google says it's 6-7 years. Last 6-7 years. Yeah. I said it on social media, so don't look at me like that. Bruno's be more consistent. Because at that time, you can't compare Bruno at age 26 to a 16-year-old. Yeah. It's definitely going to overshadow him. Now, let's also remember context a little bit. Bruno comes to a struggling Manchester United. Or a Manchester United who, when he joined, were playing the top 4. We're not 15th. Let's remember.
Yeah.
When he joined Man United, they were playing the top 4.
Yeah.
Pedri joined Barcelona, who are just stricken 8-2 in the Champions League. Let me finish. Don't interject me.
I need to correct you. I need to correct you. When Manchester United signed
Bruno, where were you?
Near bottom 4.
No. Ole was your coach. You were not playing.
No.
When you signed Bruno, check for me. 2019-20. When Bruno joined in the winter.
Yes.
Where were Man United?
Oh, relax. We're not playing top 4.
Just check for me.
Which position?
Just check for me, lah. Just check. Fine. So let's put that aside. So when Pedri joined Barcelona, it's not like Barcelona were high flying. They were not winning La Liga when he joined. When he joined, the season he joined Barcelona, they had just gone trophyless. Let's remember, they had sacked Suarez.
Give me your pen. No,
I'm going to use it to. Oh, okay, take it.
I need your.
No, my paper there. I'm using it. I'm going to use it. Now you go on to look at the key players that were around Barcelona at the time. Vidal has just left the club. Rakitic has just left the club. Sergio Roberto's legs are entering into the final end of his career. Like I'm saying, last 5 years, last 6 years, Bruno Fernandes, most consistent. Last 3 years in football, 2023 to 2025, that's Pedri Gonzalez. Now, right now in the world, that's the best midfielder in the world, alongside Vitinha. Those are the top 2. And I repeat this on authority. Nami, Paul Scholes is one of the greatest Manchester United midfielders ever, true or false?
Oh, yeah.
True.
Today, Paul Scholes mentioned his top 5 midfielders in the world, and Pedri was number 1. Now, I'm going to go into the stats to back this claim. Right now, as it stands, I'm telling you, it's better than Bruno. But if you want to look at career-wise or the last 5 years, you go for Bruno for consistency. Now, in La Liga last season, most stats is Pedri. Relax. I brought my stats. Most stats is Pedri. Most key passes, Pedri. Most expected assists, Pedri. Most progression in terms of actions, Pedri. Carries, Pedri. Dribbles, carry. For midfielders, Pedri. And most successful attacking actions, Pedri. Most deep completions, Pedri. Most forward passes, Pedri. Now I have this data MB graphic. Not even that. Okay, midfielders with the most progressive carries in the Premier League. Midfielders with the most progressive carries in the league. Declan Rice, Szoboszlai, King, Morgan Gibbs-White, and Tavernier. Bruno is not in the top 5. Okay. Most progressive carries per 90. Now, this will be a lot of wingers because they take their man on. I want just us to use this a lot of the stats. Now, Pedro Bruno Fernandes. This is from 4 years ago, 4 days ago from Data MB when the conversation was going very viral. So I want us to go into the numbers proper. In percentiles. So there's a graphic on it. And I'm sure that when we do this cutting, I'll share with him so they can. Now, duels. Bruno, 58.3. Now, remember the last season, or in the entirety of 2025, no midfielder retrieved the ball more or made more recoveries in the game in those top 5 leagues than Pedri. Everybody remembers that stat loud and clear last season.
Yeah, that's...
Okay, that's accurate. So, duels. Bruno Fernandes, 58.3 percentiles. Pedri, 71.8. Now, possessions won, 54.9. And then for Pedri, 36.7. So, this is this season. Progressive carries. Bruno 66.5, Pedri 98.5. Forward passes, Bruno 87.9. That's very impressive. And Pedri 94.7. Forward passes, again, this one is in percentage, so 50% for Bruno, 74 for Pedri. Key passes, Bruno 95.6, Pedri 95.5. Now, progressive passes, Bruno 95.5, Pedri 97.5. And Bruno has played more minutes, 1,484 minutes. Pedri plays 1,121 minutes. Now, I agree that this team, Man United team, has a lot of problems.
You see?
I mean, finish that. No.
Oh, please. No. Wait. Now, Prosper. You are giving us stats. Where's your assist this season?
So when he gets to
I'm
the
giving you the percentile. Some have favored Bruno, some have favored Pedri. So from the start I gave you, I'm driving at something.
Let me finish. You can open your most assists, most goals.
You can bring that thing, and I don't have a problem with goals and assists. The goals and assists is clear that now the roles. What are the roles in their teams?
Let me just so that you don't forget.
Yeah, the 1920.
The 19.
Where were Man United when they signed Bruno?
Manchester United. So he joined 2020 January.
Yes.
January. Manchester United finished third 1920.
Yes, Bruno on the man.
No.
Finished.
Finished. Okay. 1920 was. He said that when Bruno joined, United was playing Champions League, and that's true. 1920, season 2019-2020, Bruno was not in Manchester United.
No, he joined the second half.
He joined the second half of the season. We were third.
At the end of the season.
You finished,
but at the time he joined in January, what was Manchester United's position?
In 2019.
You want us to check when?
So you said, you know what? Check 2018-19 for me. Where Manchester United finished on the Premier League? They finished it. So they didn't play the Champions League. No. So Bruno took them to the Champions League. He took them to the Champions League places.
So he catapulted the team to the end of the 2019-2020 season.
Yeah, no, in the second half he was brilliant.
Yes.
He did a lot of
that's where he walked into the team. But even when he walked into the team in January, we were not in top 4.
Yeah. I agree, fine. Now, Bruno, Agogo actually very important. The point I was driving at, Sky, made me escape it.
Sorry.
Agogo, you are telling me sorry.
Okay, let me put up the mic.
Point where he said that what does Pedri do that Bruno can't do? That's a very valid question. From the stats I gave you, from the percentiles I gave you, from the data I gave you, in terms of progression and control on the pitch, as a number 8, or whether you want to sit him as a 6 or 8. Now, you're a Man United fan. Pedri tops Bruno. You know it. Right now, if you're looking in the world, control. Toni Kroos himself has said it. That when he looks at Pedri, this is a profile his Real Madrid team doesn't even have.
When you finish, I'll give you my take.
Okay, that is fine. So, if you want, I don't think that Bruno is a player who cannot do most of the things Pedri can do. I think Bruno is a fantastic player, world-class player, but who's equally utterly frustrating. Any Man United fan who's followed Man United, I'm trying to do very objective here, who has followed Man United for a long time, knows that I love Bruno Fernandes, but I tell you, Bruno can just balloons the ball to throw, and then frustrate, nags a lot, complains a lot. But fine, that's one of the things that surrounds his game that is a flaw. Now, so the control, the progressive carries, the ball retention, like we said over the last 2 years, you won't give. Bruno runs a lot for his team sometimes, but I don't think he's recovering too much of the ball. But that's not his fault too. He's not supposed to be a Caicedo or the Tchouameni or any. That's not his role. Fine, fair enough. Now, Pedri, let's remember, originally was supposed to be or is the number 10 from Las Palmas when he was 16 years old. In the Segunda B, or at that time in La Liga B, he was one of the most talented players. Bartomeu went to bring him to join Barcelona. Now, since then, Xavi made an important statement where he said that the team with Pedri is one thing, and without him is another. Agogo said Manchester United and the players they find themselves around, Bruno and the players he finds himself around in Manchester United, makes it very difficult for him to reach his full potential. I agree. Now, they've equally been games where Bruno, one way or the other, has also let his team down. You look at Pedri right now in this Barcelona team. You know what I mean? Before the Chelsea game, you made a statement to me in this studio, and you were like, "We will go Chelsea the way you go tire." I mean, Pedri no go play. I hear say Pedri here. You people go tire, and that was more than a month. Google, don't interject me. That was more than a month before the game. Now, in that game, even if Pedri played, I believe we would have lost because of the way we were defending.
Even without Bruno, Man U won't be in the EPL.
Okay, fine. That's your point. It's okay. Now, you look. We'll do more, Mike. You look at what Pedri does and what he offers Barcelona. The balance. If you pair him with an Eric Garcia, who's originally a centre back, who can play as a right back, you play him at DM. You put him next to Pedri, you excel. You put him next to De Jong, you excel. You put him next to Frankie. Put him next to any midfielder in the world, and he will carry your team on the day. That's Pedri Gonzalez. Now, Bruno is going to have to need some stability behind him. So I think Bruno thrives more in the 10 role, where he's behind the striker, where he can do the great things he does. So if Pedri is slightly deeper, it will be very difficult and unfair for you to compare a Toni Kroos-like profile, a Xavi-like profile, to a Kevin De Bruyne-like profile. Because one is offering you a lot of goals and assists and is involved in a lot of forward actions on the pitch. And another is involved in further deeper, because Pedri thrives more deeper than high up the pitch. That's why Hansi Flick has his double pivot and a number 10, which is either Olmo or Firmino or Rafinha or Lamine Yamal, whoever wants to play as a 10. And Pedri is deep in a double pivot with De Jong or Eric Garcia or Casado or whoever he wants to play. Right now, Pedri is the better midfielder in terms of everything, in terms of the trophies won, in terms of the level of performance, in terms of, if you want to rank the last 2 years, the last 1 year, it's Pedri. The last 5 years, like I said, is Bruno because of the consistency. So to me, the profiles are slightly different. But right now in the game, right now when the game is now, I don't think you can mention 3 midfielders in the game of football without Pedri. Okay. And I think, I'm give me a further 30 seconds. Like I said, I listen to Paul Scholes very attentively, and it's not like a Carragher. And I'm not trying to play down who Carragher is. But when I listen to Paul Scholes, when he explained the role of a midfielder, he literally, I'm not going to say literally, I'm going to quote him. He called Pedri a combination of Xavi and Iniesta in one. I'm saying it here. That's what one of the greatest Man United midfielders said about Pedri. So right now, with Vitinha, he's head and shoulders above all midfielders in the world. But if you want to go the consistency of the last 6 years, definitely Bruno. That is what the conversation is. So when we say we cannot compare Pedri to Bruno, it's disrespect to Pedri, because currently, that's one of the best midfielders in the world. No, relax. But when we say...
You said disrespect to Pedri.
It's disrespect to Pedri, and I'm going to prove you why. Listen to me. Bruno Fernandes is 31 years old, true or false?
True.
It's 31 years old, true or false? Pedri is how old? 23 years old. I can tell you for a fact. By the time Pedri is 31 years old, he would have done 10 times or accomplished 10 times what Bruno has accomplished. Facts. Yeah. He would have probably even left a bigger impact. We do not know because of injuries or whatever. He's European champion already. He's won everything he has to win Barca except the Champions League. And it looks like between now and the time he's 31, he will get a Champions League title. We do not know for sure. Once, the only thing that, you see, for all the criticism, someone like
quarter-final Krobimbo.
No, relax. I'm not even going to try and shade Bruno like that. Because somebody will say that, Bruno is not playing the Champions League, blah, 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 the players around him. I saw Bruno. I've seen Bruno in a Europa League final against Villarreal, where his team needs him to win the game and win a title to move Man United to the champion. He failed. I've seen Bruno against the Spurs team in the Europa League final where he failed his team. And so when we say the narrative that if Bruno was at Barca, if he was at Barca, he would win Barcelona the champion. It's fraud. Why? Because Bruno has found himself in situations with Man United to win a title where he's failed. So it doesn't mean you do it at Barcelona.
So you made mention of position. This season, do you know Bruno's position?
Yeah, he plays deeper. Is he better than Pedri in that role?
I'm trying to even with that, he's giving numbers. No. You are trying to You are trying to let us know. Bruno has been playing as a number 10. You are trying to tell us how Bruno has been playing more advanced roles. That's why giving us the numbers.
That's the way you get the best out of him.
I'm talking about this season.
Okay, this season he's playing deeper. He has more numbers than Pedri in terms of what? The goals.
Goals.
Do you know Pedri?
Not just goals and assists.
Okay.
What else?
What are numbers in football? Is it only goals and assists?
Oh no.
I gave you numbers. Progressive carries. I gave you from duels.
It's not an
possession one. And as I told you that it's difficult for you.
Nanu, you are not supposed to. You can pick
Tony Cruz. Antonio.
The moment you tell me you are just coming to be a Manchester United Man City bias. You can relax after 10 p.m. Now we will give you 2 minutes for.
That's why I mentioned the profiles.
Yeah,
you can pick Tony Cruz. Play him as a number 8. Play Casemiro behind him. You can pick Rodri as a 6. Put a De Bruyne in front of him. He will be play as a number 8. Cruz will be play as a number 8. De Bruyne will get more numbers than Cruz. But doesn't downplay the profile of Cruz.
Oh yeah.
Or Modric. So the one I'm trying to make you understand is that Bruno is someone who thrives more offensively. He's been brought deeper into the Pedri role. He's still giving his team numbers. Credit to him. But you can't say in big 2025, Boa Bruno Fernandes Pedri in that role. That's what I'm also trying to make you understand.
Yeah.
So you should agree with that. But I'm not trying to say because of that we should also downplay Bruno's numbers and influence. I think if I had Bruno as a 10 with Pedri and it says I will run. I will cook. So I think that Bruno Fernandes, if he walks into the Barca team, will do.
I want to finish my point there. You made mention of Manchester United playing against Villarreal and Bruno was not able to
show up. He didn't.
Okay. Last season, a crucial match, Barcelona versus Inter. Where Pedri served no plate 90 minutes, then Sabam.
In what game? He played full 90s against Inter in both games.
Hey,
in both games. Check. What are you saying?
He was subbed.
He was subbed. Which
went to extra time.
He was subbed in the extra time one or what?
Yeah,
he assisted in the first leg.
Hold on.
He was so crucial
in the second leg, the game went to extra time.
Extra time. That's where
he was subbed. Yeah.
Good.
He was subbed.
But you can't say 90 minutes. I'm coming 90 minutes. Check.
And it was extra time.
You can't say that
because I was very particular when he went off. I think that's where Barcelona lost the tie.
You see, the game, the team. That's why I tell you people. I said when I was pushing Pedri for the Ballon d'Or, everybody was like, "Hey, look, when you have this Barcelona team, if like Lamine Yamal likes, he should get injured for 2 months. He has gotten injured at the beginning of the season for more than a month, and Barca have survived. Rafinha can get injured. He's very important in this team. But the team will find a way to score goals with Ferran Torres. If Pedri gets a 3-month injury, the Barcelona team will go. He's the most important player in that team. Toni Kroos has said it. Poskos has said it. So see, the biggest brains in the game has said it.
The first leg.
Yeah.
Relax. So the first leg.
10 minutes. Final 7 minutes. Final 7 minutes.
That's the first leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the second leg.
106.
Well, so extra time.
Yeah.
So he was playing.
No. I was talking about the first leg rather. Yeah. So the first leg. Yeah.
But if you are, I've seen Champions League semi-final.
No, but then before he went off, it was 3-3. There was
it's not even about that. It's not even about that. I've seen semi-final games in Champions League. In the Champions League. Toni Kroos goes off in the 84th, or maybe one of Modric or Kroos goes off in the 84th. Carlo Ancelotti played against Man City. The comeback he did in 2022, where Madrid will go on to at the death, where Grealish missed that chance at the end, Foden, and they were missing chances, and the Rodrigo two-head chance from Benzema in the second header, it comes off Asensio's head, the Rodrigo's head, and they take it to extra time, and Real Madrid managed to beat Man City to qualify. They find out that Vinicius goes to score that goal, and Van Dijk does that famous pose of Porto. That season, in that semi-final, that crucial semi-final, the second leg at home at the Bernabeu, City were two goals up on aggregate with about 40 minutes to go. What did Carlo Ancelotti do? Took Modric off, took Kroos off, took Casemiro off, let Valverde, Camavinga, and the likes of they did the comeback. So if you're a manager and you find yourself in a crucial Champions League game and you have one of your best players, and you remember, Barca were vying for what? And this is not an excuse, but Barca were vying for what? The quadruple last season. Any team, like I said, Nami, any team that has won the Champions League, not the Champions League, any team that has won the treble before, they're the only teams that understand what the final 10 games of the season means. When you play Sunday against Liverpool, and in midweek you have a crucial chance, and then the Sunday you have to play. It is tough. They won everything last season. They were 7 games away from the quadruple. Everything PSG won last season domestically, they won, and it was just left with that Champions League. So they were so if his coach takes him off 84th minute, 85th minute, 5 minutes to the end of the game, it doesn't mean he didn't impact the game. He gets such a crucial ball in behind the back line for Rafinha to assist Ferran. He always shows up in those games. The problem with his team is the defense. It's bad. It doesn't show up in the crucial Champions League game. Yes, he needs to do more. And I believe that between his age now and by the time he turns 31, he could have even won the World Cup. The imprint he will leave on the game would be crazy. I'm not trying to downplay Bruno Fernandes. I've said it here, he's world class. He's a fantastic midfielder. When you look at the last 5 years, more consistency than Pedri, no doubt. But if you mention big 2025 today, it's Pedri and Vitinha. Those are the best 2 midfielders in the world. That's the end to the story.
All right, so let me go to Derek.
I'll start off with saying it's funny how it got to a time they're comparing Bruno to KDB, and it was a problem. You speak and the United fans will be all over the end.
But that's a more relatable comparison.
Yes. And
because I think they play in a similar position.
Exactly. Before I go on, let me speak out the stats.
Okay.
Only 3 players in Europe's top 7 leagues rank in the 95th percentile for both progressive passes and progressive carries. Number 1 is Vitinha. Yeah. Number 2 is Pedri. Number 3 is Chanalolo.
I think
Inter.
For your arguments, I'm not even going to do that argument that you two are doing. I'll come from a different angle, right? But when it comes to this season, if you are doing it this season, truth of the matter is,
or last season and this season,
yes,
it's
but for longevity's sake,
it's Bruno.
Longevity's sake, it's Bruno. I'm not going to sit here. That's why I said you can't compare 31-year-old to a 23-year-old. You don't do that. Once the fact that you even do that means that the 20-year-old has that potential. You understand? truth of the matter is that when you are taking the overall play as Bruno, because Bruno, I said off air that if you put Bruno in a team, a more complete team, he wins trophies. The only sad thing, look at the match against Bournemouth. He gave an assist. He scored a beautiful free kick. And the team went ahead to draw the match at the end of the day.
Barcelona need a player like Bruno to win the Champions League.
They don't.
Oh, I don't
disagree.
Well,
I can tell you that Barca's problem in the
It's a
Champions League
defensive,
has been how
yeah.
poor they are defensively.
yeah, it's defensive. But I think Bruno
If they bring prime
Bruno
Mbappe,
can-
Ronaldo,
maybe-
whoever to
maybe.
Barcelona and they don't face the defense, they won't win the Champions League.
just maybe
Let's
Bruno
forget.
comes in into it, he brings the numbers.
Oh,
that
of
are
course,
going
he
insane.
does.
The goals and the assists, I don't think
Pedri will come close.
midfielders.
Even
the
Cole
numbers
Palmer will
he
not
has-
come
no,
close.
The
Even Cole
numbers
Palmer
he
will
has,
not
they are insane, especially playing in the
No, oh,
United
yes,
team.
yes, yes.
They are insane.
Special
the numbers he
player,
has, like,
special player.
they are insane. But if you are asking me, currently now, you're asking me for the past 2 years who, so a better midfielder. That question is not even about a better number 8, a better number 10, a better assist maker or goal scorer, a playmaker. The question is a better midfielder. If you're asking me, I will say Pedri. That's for the past season. But if you are giving me, I want to say expand it. That's the truth, because if you want to expand it to like the past 5-6 years, then I'll give it to Bruno Fernandes. You understand what I'm saying? But the whole argument of Pedri and Bruno, personally, I don't think it should even start in the first place.
Yeah.
I don't believe, because I don't
Different
see
stages of their career, different profiles.
with different profiles. They have an age gap of 8 years. 8 years. 8 years age gap. It's just so this season that Bruno is playing that kind of deep line, and then even with that he's still going for it. When you watch Manchester, you can't stop him. He would still go for it and all that. I think they are just two players that you don't.
To even move further,
compare.
the thought a lot of people have that Bruno walks into this Barca team and improves them, which I agree.
Yeah.
But Pedri walks into this Man United team and
But he
do you
would,
know
he
the
would,
work
he would,
Pedri will
he
do for
would,
this Man
he
United
would.
man?
He
Now
would.
you alone know.
Now, yeah, of course. No,
If Pedri has in Buemo Yebi and he get she passes it.
Shoot at the man.
Buemo Yebi. You know Manchester United. Do you know the virus in Manchester
If
United?
Pedri comes to work in your Man United team, do you know how he will help you?
Yeah, Martin.
You Frankie the young crowd that we have sidelined the crowd. No, you are up after him for like the last 3-4 years of your life.
See, we are
If
crash.
Pedri-
You know the mean say we no go fit cheat on you. Go on.
Oh goodness me.
So
No, but-
okay.
Okay, you were saying something.
With the 1 year, your
Bruno is fantastic. They are both fantastic.
I've decided not to say anything on this topic.
Oh, you should.
No.
Let me ask you the question though. If I agree, and I understand that if Pedri walks into the 10 role, Bruno walks into the Barca 10 role, even at age 31 now, and I'm not even talking about his prime 20 when he was 26, 2020, he would tear up the La Liga. He would get a lot of assists and goals. But I'm thinking if even today at his age, if he walks into Barcelona in the Olmo or Firmino role, I think he does extraordinary with Pedri and Garcia or Pedri and Frankie de Jong behind him. Now here's my question to you. Don't you think that if Pedri walks into this Man United team, he improves the team? By a mile.
He would.
Okay, so first of all, you see, when I saw this debate, the first thing I thought was, who started this?
Yeah.
That's where did this thing come from?
How?
Because you are comparing players who do completely different jobs.
Charlie.
But I blame Amorim for this comparison.
Because of how,
Bruno, for all his attributes, how fantastic he plays, is not a central midfielder.
Thank you.
Bruno is not a central. I've said this.
Thank you.
Look, he contributes offensively, fantastic.
Yeah.
Just look at the goals Man U shipping. Look at the game against Bournemouth.
Yeah.
4 goals in. Look at his positioning.
Even the pass
every time
successful.
during the transitioning.
Yeah.
Because naturally he doesn't have defensive awareness. He's caught out a lot of times, and he's partnering an old man whose legs are gone as well. And that's why everybody's saying you need a workaholic, you need a mechanic in midfield. I blame Amorim. Bruno Fernandes should not be deployed as a central midfielder. All the stats you people are glorifying him for, he played as a number 10.
Yeah.
He was focused on the opposition goal. In all those times he accrued all those assists and goals, how many times did he have to defend? Now he has defensive responsibility.
Yes, exactly.
Amorim is trying to play him as Paul Scholes was played.
Yeah, but he's not a post.
He doesn't have the Paul Scholes attributes. He might give you good games. You win occasionally. But will he be able to be that rift between defense and attack?
It's not even about
his positioning is really, really faulty. So if you compare him as a central midfielder to Pedri is better.
Yes.
Because that's his natural role. Yeah. You understand? If you ask Pedri to play in a number 10 role now, I don't think he will deliver as well as Bruno
would do.
That's what I'm saying. Different positioning, different profiles. So that comparison shouldn't even have started.
Yes.
Having said that, I wish Pedri would come to Man United. I am telling you that Pedri is not a Makalele who will slide and tackle, but he uses intelligence
very intelligent
to read passes.
Even Nico Gonzalez,
he makes sure that his team is always on the front foot. Pedri has his qualities. Pedri will never score or assist.
What? You are serious talking about Pedri?
No.
Where from Nico Gonzalez? You won't go mention Nico. Manu Choice gave us Pedri and Bruno. That's the trending topic. What's Nico Gonzalez? But he's a good player.
This thing is really annoying. Nami, let me.
We are talking about Bruno.
Pedri is
Nami.
Nami, can I address this? Because this is getting annoying. Now, the truth of the matter is that what you are saying, I'm just saying that even for Nico Gonzalez, who is not that profile, give City that leverage.
Balance.
How much more Pedri coming to Manchester United? You tell
that's what he's trying to say.
You and say what?
DM. Give Nico Gonzalez.
Allow him to know, but you know Nico is more of a CM at Barcelona.
Now, continue, don't worry.
You know, he
became a DM.
He played with Pedri at Barcelona.
Now, please.
So it makes sense.
But DM.
But he's a DM now. But he used to be a CM.
Continue now.
We are talking about
Pedri will complement this Manchester United midfield. Manchester United needs somebody like Pedri to ball at the moment. If you have Pedri, you will free Bruno Fernandes and play him as a number 10 or in a double 10 system.
That's when he started the season. I was saying this. This is what I was saying when he started the season.
The controller.
The two number 10s that United went to buy was not necessary. One should have just come. Either I am coming. Let me make my point.
Don't go there. The point is, Amorim they play two.
Relax. I am saying
that is a natural. There's nothing. They are not double 10, so
no, relax.
I want for the two double 10.
Relax. I am saying that the money. This is all I'm coming to. The amount of
priority of the signings.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So with Cunha and Mbeumo where they are playing, Bruno can play one of the positions.
Yes, that's
then
true.
You bring in a player to feel where Bruno is playing. That's all I'm saying.
But he was so sure that Bruno.
That is where
he told Bruno when he didn't want Bruno to go to Saudi that I'll build a team around you.
Yeah.
In his mind, Bruno was a Paul Scholes kind of guy.
Yes, and that's why I'm saying that. That's why I'm saying that. From as he said,
that you got it wrong.
That
Amorim got it wrong.
That's all I'm trying to say.
That's what
personally I'm saying that. If instead of bringing Bruno to the DM
keep him up in a double 10 with
CM.
One of CM role.
One of Mbeumo, one of them, right? Then you bring in the DM that you were looking for, maybe Baleba or someone else. You understand? Then that person protects Casemiro as you are looking for. Then at least you get something from Bruno and whoever that pairs with him.
Yeah.
Then if the season goes on, January transfer, you bring in one of them. That's fine. But if we want to start it from trusting Bruno, who has not played in that position, in the Europa League final, when you got to the second half, Bruno was playing that DM, and I was sitting when they did the live show. I was like, no, once you do Bruno playing there will not be effective. You need to go and Bruno is playing DM. He's ability
you see, control is difficult. I think. Then again, Derek don't really understand the Amorim system.
That's what you always say.
Oh no! I want to talk about something. See, the Amorim system, man. You will see it to be a double 10s, but low key, only a wingers. Unless you don't want Manchester United. Yes, and you don't play as a number 10.
Why do you think Bruno can?
Bruno doesn't play as a wing.
He's not going to
me, but.
So he's
not playing as a left wing.
Okay, hold on. Agogo is right because look, those two men. Derek, hold on. When they expand wide, and the top man,
double 10s.
Hold on. When they expand wide and they become wingers, in the fluidity of the play, Bruno shifts up. He plays in a number 10 for a while.
That's why Bruno is
and when they lose possession of the ball, he has to drop back.
Now he's late.
And when he drops, and by the time he arrives, he can't even place a tackle.
Yeah.
He leaves Casemiro alone. You understand? And that Casemiro Bruno marriage in the middle there is obviously not working.
So now where will you? Now I'm asking you this question. You and Agogo. So now the DM is not. Where would you play Bruno in that?
So the system, man, because Bruno can play that.
Yes.
That you see.
Yes.
Sicho told me something that even the third back, we do have types of third back.
Yes.
The inter third back, they won't even play double tens. They will pack the midfield and they will start only 2 attacks.
It's a 3-5-2.
Good.
That's what they will play.
And
Because if you are playing a 3-back, you need bodies in the middle.
Yes.
You have to understand that. But Man United, that's why we can play 4-4. Man United's transition always leaves an imbalance.
Yes.
So we will drink goals. Every Man United game will give you over 2.5. Check.
Do you know the funny thing? We are playing third back, 17 matches. Yeah, in 1 clean sheet pay, which is very bad.
Yeah.
So what's the essence of you playing third back?
3-back, because 3-back doesn't. If you play 3-back,
you don't have
I'm coming, and the wing backs drop to make it a 5-back, and you don't have proper screening in midfield. That 5-back is just an assembly line.
They'll pass through.
It's just an assembly line.
That's why I said even off air. When anytime Bournemouth gets the ball and they are coming, it's like they are literally coming to score. Understood. But I get what you are saying, right? I am just saying that regardless of what happens, maybe I will still stand by the fact that bringing Bruno to the DM is the wrong thing that Amorim did at the beginning of the season. I would have rather made him invest in the DM, and then maybe
that also makes sense from your point of view.
That's another way to look at it.
We wouldn't really know in the end.
But the board told us that they are okay with our midfielders. That's what they said.
The board, they don't mind them.
Yeah, so this summer 7, now midfielder no be Manchester United on
but now it's our number 1.
Oh yeah, now there.
White board of black.
Wadud.
Hey, so
Wadud, you have only 3 minutes for this submission.
Wadud is wearing a particular shirt. Let him show it.
I don't want to see it
Pedri.
because he's being biased.
Pedri Gonzalez. Te quiero mucho.
He said I love you very much. My church was Spanish, mama.
Pedri, they telling me the day Pedri go win Ballon d'Or, that way I will pull out all my tweets and all my posts.
That way you go do what?
That way I will pull out all my tweets.
That way you go do what?
Yeah, that way I will show you say Charlie, I get strong pull out game.
Anyway, go on.
I'll ignore it.
There's one particular post I always remember when, if Pedri, the way he's playing right now, if he continues this way, and he wins with Barcelona and he wins with Spain, he's definitely one of the greatest midfielders of all time. Because the skill set of Pedri is not common. The skill set Pedri has, the way he controls the ball, the way it's not common. Bruno doesn't have that kind of quality
For that role.
No. As a midfielder.
No. When you say there's a defensive midfielder, there's an offensive midfielder, there's a central midfielder. Let's
But they are midfielders in general.
there's nothing like midfielder in general. Every midfielder has a speciality. Every midfielder has a speciality.
The greatest midfielder of all time is a DM.
So Kevin De Bruyne is an offensive midfielder. Rodri is a midfielder.
Exactly.
Are you telling me they are the same?
No, but if you are ranking midfielders, they are in one.
No.
If you are ranking the greatest midfielder of all time, is it?
I disagree with that.
I think for what he's saying, I think when you do a greatest midfielder of all time and don't specify,
you have to specify.
As we're doing with the DMs, and because if you tell me that he has then I'll bring N'Golo Kante. N'Golo Kante will not do what Pedri is doing. But that doesn't mean that Pedri is better than N'Golo Kante. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm coming. Right now, if I'm ranking the greatest strikers of all time, or do consider this one was a ringer or a starter.
No, striker, you need to score. That's what we are doing.
Would you put Henry there?
Yeah, he was scoring.
Henry didn't start as a number 9.
What Wadu is trying to say about general as a midfielder, if you have some things as basics.
Yes,
but because we have offensive and defensive.
If they are selecting the best midfielder in Europe, they don't care whether you can be a DM and be the best midfielder.
If that is the case, Claude Makalele will never be ranked as the great because we'll look at the statistics compared to Kevin De Bruyne. And what will we say? They are midfielders. But what will we say?
It's not always statistics.
But that's what I'm telling you, that if it's not always statistics, then you have to look at the technical aspect of the game. And if N'Golo Kante, Pedri cannot be Kevin De Bruyne.
Yes, that's true. But at the end of the day, Wadu is also trying to say that when we are mentioning greatest midfielders of all time, people don't care that you were De Bruyne or you were Kante. They will go Xavi and Iniesta. They will go for. So they want a general picture of what the midfielder looks like first.
As a midfielder.
Yeah, before they specify. That's also what he's trying to say.
Bruno in level, not be Pedri in level. The skill set of Pedri, Bruno Norwich.
So is Bruno a forward or a midfielder?
Midfielder.
Bruno is a midfielder.
Why you shy? Is that true?
When you say skill set, hold on. When you say skill set, hold on. Wadud.
Charlie, time to go.
If you want to post
go.
you post your points pepe on social.
Why not?
Okay.
Wadud. When you say the skill set is different, I don't think Pedri can score more goals or assist better than Bruno.
Yeah, that one too.
Is that not a skill set?
Yes.
Fine.
Is that a skill
How
set?
to even play the free kick?
Bro.
You don't nickel ball. You don't knuckle ball.
Assist pass Ozil. Ozil no be better pass than Toni Kroos.
In terms of what?
In terms of
As a
what?
midfielder.
But if I need goals and assists, who will I go to?
How do you go for you?
But he's trying to say at the end of the day, we
That's the point.
I want the better midfielder. I'll go for
Look, Wadud, I can't understand why you are forcing to put them in one bracket. It's not like that.
Then
It's not like that.
There's no argument.
Someone can play a free kick.
course, that's
You know
what I'm
what
saying.
it takes to be a
There's
good
no
free kick
argument.
taker.
Zidane, how many free kicks Zidane score?
That one is also a skill set.
That's what I said. Okay. So let me make my points. Let me make my points.
Wadud, submit.
If you have a player like Pedri, if you have a player like Pedri in your team, is Pedri has transition. Pedri is a complete. Pedri is a full package in midfield. What Bruno does, Pedri can do. He won't do it to the level of Bruno. What Pedri does, Bruno cannot do. If you see where Amorim is playing Bruno right now. If you meet PSG, if you meet Manchester City, Bruno cannot run a game
on his own. No,
From that point,
Pedri
yes.
run a game on his own. Pedri, when Pedri emerged at age 18, he started for Spain at the Euros. He was dominating games on his own. Pedri. He was the best young player of the
Yeah, but
tournament.
from that point, that's your job. You have to dominate games. You have to run the show.
Even at age 8, he was doing it.
Yeah.
Bruno, I'm not sure when Bruno started, he was number 9 or number 10 or whatever.
That's why he's been
from
playing.
Portugal actually make move to my
Relax.
But that's what was he playing in Portugal?
See,
Do you think he was a defensive midfielder?
you know when Barca, you know the position Pedri was playing when Barca signed from Las Palmas.
He was a 10.
Yes.
He was a 10, sometimes left winger.
Yeah,
And he was dribbling.
What,
He's a
do you
better
have the
player than
stats?
Bruno
Do you
Fernandes.
have the stats to prove at Las Palmas? Do you have the stats?
You
You have the successful dribbles.
I also watch Bruno dominating against Barcelona, Sporting. You can go and check.
Champions League, no.
Yes. Bruno dominated. You can go and check. Go and check.
Against the Rakitic.
Yes, he dominated. Go and watch.
He had a good game. He dominated. You dominated.
You dominated Busquets. Yes. And Rakitic. Yes, you can go and watch. You are joking. You are also joking.
I watched that game. Bruno
Okay, your mics are off.
dominated you.
Should we do the weekend preview?
So on this one side, if you have Pedri, it's a complete package.
Should we do the weekend preview or we should go on with this?
Pedri can do more than Bruno in a midfield. In a middle, when I have a midfield, Pedri will do more than Bruno. He will do what Bruno does and do what Pedri does. But Bruno cannot do the same. I don't remember the last game I watched and Bruno took over the game and ran the game on his own. Yeah. I've not.
He can't do it from. He can't do it from how high up the pitch he plays.
Toni Kroos at Bayern.
He needs a controller behind him.
Toni Kroos at Bayern was playing way ahead before he dropped back to be a controller.
Yeah,
that's a skill set. He can play anywhere in midfield.
So Toni Kroos in his junior career, yes, he did. In his senior career, did you see Toni Kroos deployed as a number 10? Tell me the game.
No. That time.
But that's what I'm saying. If he's that versatile, why wasn't he deployed there?
Modified his game, so Bruno can modify his game.
At this age?
Yes, why not?
At 32 years?
Yeah, why not?
Bro.
Why not?
That's what Amorim wants to do, and I'm telling you that is a mistake.
No, see, Bruno, you play ball and play number 8. No, but against Bournemouth. You did Bournemouth with penalty inside.
What Wadu is saying is that what Wadu is saying is that you look at a profile like David Silva.
You're on.
You look at a profile like David Silva. 1 minute he can be a 10. 1 minute he can be a right winger. 1 minute he can be a double pivot safe. And Silva in his final years at Man City, sometimes they deploy him higher, sometimes they deploy him deeper. But he will run the show.
But when he's deeper, there are problems.
Because of the legs and everything.
There are problems.
But you see, he lacked the defensive awareness.
Exactly.
But no, relax. He lacked defensive awareness, but the control he brings Bruno does not bring that control. Do you agree?
Versus
Even deeper.
Secondly,
on the ball, yes.
Yes.
But defensively, there are questions.
Oh yes.
And when you play against this in this Man United team with this kind of weak,
nobody is
defense,
saying that you should do that.
I mean,
But I'm trying to understand what I do in the sense that also. He's trying to say like the complete package of a midfielder. He's used screws, and I remember David Silva because Yaya Toure. If you played him as a 10, will do a job. You played him as a 8, will do a job. Play him as a 6, will do a job.
Yes.
As a centre back, as a right back, you do a job.
Yes.
And so what Wadu did, but it doesn't mean that if Toure.
So every midfielder should be measured by that metric.
No, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm trying to make you understand the point he's also making. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make you see it from Wadu's point as well. That if I leave Bruno Fernandes from deep, from high, from where, run the game on your own, apart from high up the pitch that you have explained, it's very difficult to see him dominate on the pitch as compared to a Toni Kroos profile who, no matter, or a David Silva, no matter where you put him, he will be still able to leave a big imprint on the game. That's the point I'm making, or what Wadu is saying.
What happened last season? We just Pedri needed to stay fit for just a season, for everyone to see that Charlie, he's miles ahead of his colleagues or in midfield. Because last season, Pedri, compared to other midfielders, through balls, that's this. Since I started, I'm not even mentioning statistics. Yeah, I'm not mentioning through balls, most forward passes in the opposition box. What it was Pedri.
Last season, come on.
Everywhere, Pedri.
Nobody's taking that away. Nobody's taking that away from him.
The job Frankie de Jong for do no. Pedri they do all. At the point you see him here in midfield, Charlie. So for me, Pedri is levels above Bruno Fernandes, and he's just starting. And obviously,
by the time he gets to 31,
7 years, I've already said if Pedri leads Barca to win the Champions League, if he leads Spain to win the World Cup, obviously one of the greatest midfielders of all time.
Yeah, he'll be.
All right, that's fine.
His kind of skill set and kind of play, dominance he has in games is compared to Iniesta and Xavi.
All right. Anyway, the man you phone you and say Barca fans to no go understand.